Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 536 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along Life's Trail, we will dig for the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we'll explore the first half of chapter 29. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. On the day that this trek is released, we will be heading to Florida to visit Paula's aunt in Fort Myers, and then heading out on a 5-day podcaster cruise on Saturday. A couple days after returning from the cruise, I will be heading back to Arizona for my monthly on-site work on our construction project there. This means I have to prepare enough daily treks to cover the entire month of February. This will be quite challenging, and some of the daily treks may be a bit shorter than usual, but we are thankful for a stable client workload and that we are able to work independently of our location. This stability reminds me of verse 4 on our trek for today and tells us, a just king gives stability to his nation. Let's start our trek as we explore verses 1 through 14. These are more Proverbs of Solomon recorded by King Hezekiah. Verse number 1, whoever stubbornly refuses to accept criticism will be suddenly destroyed without recovery. One of the traits of a wise and mature person is that they are willing to accept constructive criticism to improve themselves. None of us have all knowledge or all wisdom, and we all have much room for improvement. A person who is unwilling to accept beneficial criticism from others will destroy themselves due to their own foolishness. Verse number 2, when the godly are in authority, the people rejoice, but when wicked are in power, they groan. It is so encouraging and pleasant when you are under authority of a person with integrity and whose actions are right, just, and fair. When we are forced to be under a person who is wicked, it is a heavy burden, and groaning is the natural outcome. Verse number 3, a man who loves wisdom brings joy to his father, but if he hangs around with prostitutes, his wealth is wasted. As the father of 5 grown children, whom all love and are growing in wisdom, it is a joy. It is quite different when your children grow up to hang around those who are morally bankrupt. The training invested in this type of child does not have any good return. Many times, a wayward child will also be a financial drain on their parents. Verse number 4, a just king gives stability to his nation, but one who demands bribes destroys it. Whether it is a king, president, governor, or anyone else in a position of authority, a leader who is just and fair will bring stability to their organization. If these same leaders are crooked and demand what is not rightfully theirs, then the nation or organization will be destroyed from within. Verse number 5, to flatter friends is to lay a trap for their feet. We should be honest with people at all times. When we flatter our friends and others, it is usually for some nefarious reason to get something in return. This is trapping them with deception. Verse number 6, evil people are trapped by sin, but the righteous escape, shouting for joy. Individuals who practice deception will be trapped by the very deception that they are promoting. When you don't lie and deceive others, then you never have to worry about what you said, thereby escaping this trap. It is a joyous time. Verse number 7, the godly care for the rights of the poor, the wicked don't care at all. A person who is compassionate will have concern for all people, and especially for the rights of those who are unable to defend themselves. A person who is wicked is also selfish and does not care about others. Verse number 8, mockers get a whole town agitated, but the wise will calm anger. A wise person will also be a peaceful person. When a situation becomes tense, or there is anger, a wise person will attempt to calm the situation. A person who stirs up anger is just the opposite. They thrive on agitating others. Verse number 9, if a wise person takes a fool to court, there will be ranting and ridicule, but no satisfaction. Taking someone who is foolish to court is very difficult since a fool does not desire justice. They will stir up trouble. A wise person will try to avoid this situation so that they do not waste their time. Verse number 10, the bloodthirsty hate blameless people, but the upright seek to help them. A person who is by nature cruel and vicious despises those who are good by nature. Those who are good love to be around others who are the same. Verse number 11, fools vent their anger, but the wise quietly hold it back. You can tell a person who is not wise because they have no problem spewing their anger on others. A wise person, even in a situation that upsets them, knows better than to express it in anger. Verse number 12, if a ruler pays attention to liars, all his advisors will be wicked. The saying, a fish rots from the head down, certainly applies in this situation. If a leader is wicked, then most of those below them will also be wicked. Verse number 13, The poor and the oppressor have this in common: the Lord gives sight to the eyes of both. Those who are poor and those who oppress the poor must realize that all that they have and ever hope to be is from God. We need to understand this and act accordingly. Verse number 14. If a king judges the poor fairly, his throne will last forever. Justice is appropriate in every situation. When a king or anyone in a position of authority is right, just, and fair, then their leadership position will be eternal as they impact those whom they lead. Today on our Wisdom Trail, we continue to explore the series of Solomon's Proverbs that were assembled by King Hezekiah. These Proverbs provide us with more wisdom, insight, and understanding in a myriad of relationship issues. Regardless of where you are on your faith walk, if the precepts of Proverbs are followed, your life will be rich and satisfying. Take them and plant them in your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom. I would challenge you to take one of the precepts that we learned today from Proverbs and commit yourself to applying it to your life. Tomorrow we will hike another short trail on our Wisdom Unplugged series where we will discover an inspirational wisdom quote. So encourage your friends and families to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read the Wisdom Journal, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.